darling?
Uncle George, it's a bit of a card.
Isn't he?
One doesn't take you seriously, of course.
Yes, tap your foot, darling.
I'm not tapping my foot.
Darling, you are.
Doesn't it annoy you?
Of course not.
This is the sort of thing one should be on the lookout for, you see. I'm glad you mentioned it. You must mention those little things you find irritating or annoying, because it's a well-known fact that it's those little things that wear a marriage down.
Don't annoy me, darling. I'd just rather you didn't do it.
Oh, why?
Means you're worried.
I tap my foot, so I'm worried.
One of the first things I noticed about you, the first time, took me to a restaurant, one of the widest, and away went your foot.
You've never mentioned it before.
It's not important, darling, really. After all, it's part of you.
My foot.
The way you tap it. Part of your character. Like the way you walk. I mean, it's characteristic. Makes you belong to me, you see. I can tell you in 1,000 just by the way you walk.
Don't I walk normally?
Depends what you mean by normally, darling.
What do you mean by normally?
Oh, there's some confetti on your lapel.
Where?
I'm going to bite you. There, it's off.
Oh, I thought I got rid of that stuff. Where's it gone?
What?
That piece of confetti.
What do you want it?
I don't want it. I want to get rid of it.
Got rid of it.
No, you haven't. You flicked it on the floor somewhere. Or on the seat even. If somebody comes into this compartment and sees that piece of confetti...
They'll know they're just married.
Exactly.
So what? I like being married. I don't care who knows it.
There's no need to go shouting it from the housetops that we're just married.
Darling, we're talking about a little piece of confetti. It's on the seat.
Where?
Right there, under your nose. I'll brush it off.
No! There.
How long do you need to keep the secret?
I just don't want it brandished about, darling, that's all. Surely you can understand that. It'll be bad enough having the whole of the hotel staff knowing we're newlyweds. They have second sight, these people.
Well, we can tell them we're living in sin, if you prefer. It worries you.
Worries me. Doesn't worry me. Why should it worry me?
That's what I wondered.
It doesn't worry me, darling. I'm not a callow youth, after all. Why should a silly thing like that worry me? It doesn't worry me.
You've made your point, darling.
All I ask is that they give us service. That's what they're paid for. Let them do their job and let me do...
Relax, darling. You're not going to the dentist. I'm biting your lip. Now you're tapping your foot again. Do you want a magazine?
No, thank you very much. Very well, let everybody know we're just married. Does it annoy you that I bite my lip?
Darling, why should it annoy me? Simply don't like you worrying.
I'm not worrying. I've got nothing to worry about.
I know, I just thought you had.
What?
I don't know, darling. It's you. Are you going to practice that thing now?
I thought I'd just tune it up.
Oh, but you tuned it up half an hour ago.
They get out of tune.
Doesn't matter.
Of course it matters.
You can't play it.
I can't learn to play if it's not tuned up, can I? The strings slacken. It happens on all guitars. They get out of tune. Every stringed instrument's the same. The strings slacken. And I can't learn to play on slack strings.
You're just tuning it up, then putting it away. In half an hour's time, you'll take it out and tune it up again.
me.
Of course, a harp would be funnier still. I mean, serenading your lady outside her window would be very romantic. If you could play it. Tune it up, isn't quite the same.
I happen to be very fond of my guitar.
Darling.
Well, what I mean is I've got used to having it about. Well, if you object to it.
Darling. You don't take it to bed with you, do you?
Oh!
The string snapped.
I realise that.
You haven't finished tuning.
It doesn't matter.
Actually, I'm crazy about guitar music. And it's well played.
I know, that's why I bought it in the first place.
Oh, darling.
But it doesn't matter. We all get delusions about ourselves. I pictured myself being able to play it really well, so I could play. It's a great asset to be able to play an instrument. But since it obviously irritates you, I know better than to keep on with it. It's little things like that that wear a marriage down, and marriage comes first. I'll not let my guitar come between us. I'll not look at it again. I'll sell it.
Darling.
In any case, I'll never be any good at it. I mean, not first rate. I'll never be anything better than second rate, and I don't want to be second rate. I'm second rate at too many things already to be second rate at that as well. There's no point in going out of one's way to find things one's second rate at.
Darling, have I
Hurt
heard?
my feelings? What a crazy idea. Do you think I'm a child? I'm just facing facts, that's all. And facts are not always easy to face. Not if you've set your heart on something. But it's best to face them in time, before it's too late.
Another 25 minutes.
What?
We'll get to the hotel in an hour.
And there's this business about morning tea. Why don't they leave the morning tea outside the door? I object to having strange women marching into my room first thing in the morning.
You don't have to have morning tea, darling.
Aha! And have them wondering why we're not having morning tea.
Do you want a chocolate?
And that's that Uncle George of yours. He's fast becoming a dirty old man, that's my opinion.
You've travelled a lot in his time.
That's no excuse, apart from exaggerating.
What about?
What about? He only talked about one thing. I've never heard anything like it.
I know he's a bit coarse, darling.
Coarseness is one thing. I don't object to that. I've as many coarse relations as the next man. But making up wildly improbable stories about his prowess at his niece's wedding, that's something else. Do you mean you believe all those stories?
He's been married 3 times, darling.
What's that got to do with it? Of course he was exaggerating.
You know best.
What do you mean by that?
Darling, I know what you mean. Sure, you don't want a chocolate.
Why do you keep offering me chocolates? What are you insinuating?
Darling, I know what you mean. I just want to take the whole box, that's all. No, but I want chocolates. Did you know, darling, when the cocoa bean first found its way into that country, this country was considered an aphrodisiac.
23 minutes.
What's it going to be like tomorrow, I wonder? Will it be like today, do you think? Or will it rain?
How do I know, darling?
Funny time, this journey time. Between the wedding reception and honeymoon hotel. Between one life and another. Sort of disjointed. Like a sort of limbo. I didn't expect it to be like this.
I'll tell you why I'll never be a first-class guitarist. It's because of my hands. There's nothing wrong with them as hands. They're just not the sort of hands that go to make anything but a second-rate player. It's not my fault, of course. I just have to realise my limitations and not give too many false impressions of your advance. Points.
Points?
skirts?
Chopped off.
Oh.
You've got nice hands.
Darling, what did you mean about the way I walk?
Four. No, no, if you say so. We've lost count. Thanks. Grazie, Jane. Sheila's serve. Put it on his backhand. Sorry, was I staring? Oh, your hair. I thought you said mine. I think it looks wonderful. I wish you'd tell Sheila where you go. She has such a terrible time keeping it even presentable. Oh, yes, the hair's all right. It's what she does with it, poor darling. Damn! Good shot. Better keep my eye on the ball. I said his backhand.
It was the wind.
Oh, there's not a breath of wind.
Love 15. Oh. Wouldn't you be more used back here, darling?
Service partner always stands at the net.
Only when you can make contact with the occasional ball, surely.
I'm afraid we're not giving you much of a match, Jane. Oh, well, if you play every week. No, Sheila always has so much to do. In the house. Oh, yes, au pairs. They never stay, though.
Love 30.
With a Belgian girl at the moment.
Harry, you'll get hurt if you stand as far over as that.
But I caught her on the cross-channel ferries yesterday. Sheila just can't get on with them. Double.
Yes, I saw.
I find them stimulating. They keep you young.
Balls! Please. Love 40.
Grazie, Jim. Wasn't too bad, was it?
1540. 1540. Other side, Harry.
Oh, that's my best shot. I've been trying to get it back all day. Ow!
Well, I warned you. You were practically on the centre line.
I suppose that's what they call a lethal serve. That's better. 30-40. Now we need a couple more like that.
I need something to serve with.
Eh? Oh,
Oh, thanks, Jim. Let someone have some manners.
stop nagging.
30-40 then.
Juice! Out? Out? Are you sure, Jim? No, no, it's just that I thought... Oh, thank you, Jane. No, there's no need to play the point again, you say.
Oh, stop arguing, Harry. Your game then. 5-2.
Look out to you.
I couldn't tell from back here. I take Jim's word.
You would. James serve.
I don't know what's worrying you. I thought you wanted them to win.
What on earth are you talking about?
You said it might make things easier at the office.
If we didn't win by too wide a margin, you idiot, I never said...
Well, we're not likely to, are we, the way you're playing?
And you're Virginia Wade, I suppose.
And
if
what
you're
were you
so...
nattering to Jane about anyway?
Oh, this and that. What, Jim? Oh, yes, we're ready.
You'd do better to concentrate on the game.
Just a little...
Tennis.
Just a little conference on tactics. Yes, Jane, 5-2. Cinque due.
8 days in San Remo.
Shot, Jim. Gave it to him on a plate.
I couldn't help it. My racket slipped.
That's just your trouble. You don't use the right grip. Your racket can't slip if you hold it properly. Like this. Look, you hold it like this.
Who's nagging now? Here you are, Jane. What, Jim? Oh, how nice of you to say. Heavens, no, I made it myself from a pattern. I'm lucky to be able to afford darning wool on the dress allowance Harry gives me. I'm always green with envy of Jane's clothes. Oh, what was that about handing it on a plate?
It was Jane's serve. It was a brute. Lovely serve, Janie.
Janie? Since when Janie?
Everyone calls her that.
I don't.
Come on, it's 30 love. All right, mine. No, yours.
Oh,
Oh, charming! I could have put it perfectly well.
Then why didn't you?
Calm down, darling. It's only a game. Honestly, I don't know what's the matter with Harry. He's right off. Yes, you're right. He should. It's all I can do to get him out to post a letter sometimes. He comes home from the office, plumps into an armchair and watches television. Oh, yes, he watches Wimbledon. You'd never have guessed it, would you?
Sheila, it's 40 long, match point.
Then try not to send this one straight to Jimmy. He's got a terrific smash.
Got a terrific what?
Mash. All right.
I can. Ow! Typical. Is there nothing you can do right?
Harry, for God's sake.
I get a chance at a beautiful shot, so of course I get knocked out of the way. Hell, Sheila, it's not as if you were good at anything else. It's the same casual, half-hearted, sloppy approach to everything that makes you such a mess as a person.
My approach.
It's only a game. Isn't that what you said? Only a game. So that means you don't have to put anything into it. Just slop along and titter when you're making a complete fool of yourself and me. Yes, Jim, what is it?
He said it's only a game.
Well, I suppose we should be thankful there are no bones broken. Well, game, set and match. Well done, you two.
Beaten fair and square.
What's that, Jane? Oh, yes. I'm always glad to learn from an expert. How do you mean, my grip? Oh, yes. I'll try to remember that. Yes. See that, darling?
Yes.
Thank you, Jane.
No, we're in no hurry, are we, Harry?
No, lovely. But I insist on buying them. No, Jim, I insist. No, I'm not going to have you
Well,
buy...
the second round, then. Come on, help me collect the balls.
No, you two go on ahead. We'll be right with you. I suppose we need more practice.
Intensive training if you're hoping tennis will improve your career.
Sorry, darling.
Oh, it's all right. There are some over there. If only you didn't get so het up.
Maybe I should take up bridge. Not half as exhausting.
You'd be that much closer to Jamie at the bridge table.
You jealous?
Oh, Harry, for heaven's sake. Even you can't think you'd get anywhere with that one. How could I possibly be jealous?
No.
Besides, you can tell they're mad about each other.
Yes, I must admit, I see Joan's point. She's quite a girl.
Oh, I don't deny it. They're a very handsome couple.
Yes.
The trouble is, they know it. There's one over there. And to think of all the trouble they must go to, not to mention the money, keeping up that glossy look. Lovely, I know, but is it worth it?
I imagine Jim thinks so. Of course, he's the brainy one of the two. Brilliant at the office. I really wasn't jealous when he was promoted. He deserved it.
He always gives me the feeling of pressure, that his brain's ticking away.
Well, let's face it. You can be too clever, can't you? I mean, it's brought him a good job and wonderful prospects. But the strain of always keeping one job ahead, and outguessing everyone else, I don't think I could live like that.
No.
That the lot?
6, yes.
Come along then, Miss Wade.
Yes, Mr. Labour, or may I call you Rod?
Yes, they may be attractive and clever, successful, well-adjusted and happy, but don't let's fool ourselves. There's more to life than that, isn't there?
I'm talking about that time by the river.
What time?
The first time, on the bridge, starting on the bridge.
I can't remember.
On the bridge. We stopped and looked at the water. It was night. There were lamps lit on the towpath. We were alone. We looked up the river. I put my hand on the small of your waist. Don't you remember? I put my hand under your coat.
Was it winter?
Of course it was winter. It was when we met. It was our first walk. You must remember that.
I remember walking. I remember walking with you.
The first time. Our first walk.
Yes, of course I remember that.
We walked down the road, through some railings into a field. We walked to a corner of the field. We stood by the railing.
It was on the bridge that we stopped. years ago. I remember the light on the window.
You took my face in your hands, standing by the railing. You were very gentle, very caring. You cared. Your eyes searched my face. I wondered who you were. I wondered what you thought. I wondered what you would do.
You agree we met a party? You agree with that?
What was that?
What?
I thought I heard a child crying.
There was no sound.
I thought it was a child crying, waking up.
The house is silent. It's very late. We're sitting here. We should be in bed. I have to be up early. I have things to do. Why do you argue?
I don't. I'm not. I'm willing to go to bed. I have things to do. I have to be up in the morning.
A man called Doughty gave the party. You knew him. I met him. I knew his wife. I met you there. You were standing by the window. I smiled at you. To my surprise, you smiled back. I was amazed. You liked me. You found me attractive. Later you told me you liked my eyes.
You liked mine. You touched my hand. You asked me who I was and what I was, and whether I was aware that you were touching my hand, that your fingers were moving up and down between mine.
No. We stopped on a bridge. I stood behind you. I put my hand under your coat onto your waist. You felt my hand on you.
We had been to a party given by the Doughtys. You had known his wife. She looked at you dearly as if to say you were her dear. She seemed to love you. I didn't know it. They had a lovely house by a river. I went to collect my coat, leaving you waiting for me. You had offered to escort me. I thought you quite courtly, quite courteous, pleasantly mannered, quite caring. I slipped my coat on and looked out of the window. I looked down over the garden to the river and saw the lamplight on the water. Then I joined you. We walked down a road through some railings into a field. Must have been some kind of path. Later we found your car. You drove me.
I touched your breasts.
Where?
On the bridge, I felt your breasts,
Really?
standing behind you.
I wondered whether you would. Whether you wanted to. Whether
Yes.
you would. I wondered how you would go about it. Whether you wanted to. Sufficient.
I put my hands under your sweater. I undid your brassica. I felt your breasts.
Another night perhaps, another girl.
You don't remember my fingers on your skin?
Were they in your hands, my breast? Fully in your hands.
You don't remember my hands on your skin?
Standing behind me.
Yes!
But my back was against railings. I felt the railings behind me. You were facing me. I was looking into your eyes. My coat was closed. It was cold.
I undid your coat.
It was very late, chilly.
And then we left the bridge and walked down the towpath, and we came to a rubbish dump.
And there you had me. And you told me you'd fallen in love with me. And you said you would take care of me always. And you said that my breasts, my thighs, my voice, my eyes were incomparable. And you would adore me.
Yes, I did.
And you do adore me always.
Yes, I do.
And then we had children and sat and talked. And you remembered women on bridges and towpaths, rubbish dumps.
And you remembered your bottom against the railings, and men holding your hands, and men looking into your eyes,
And talking to me softly.
and your soft voice.
talking to them softly at night.
And you said, I will adore you all.
Saying I will do it. Always.
One, page 4. Oh, where's page 5 then? You're not page 5, is it? Where is it? They haven't given me a page 5. Oh, yes, it's on the back of page 6. Oh, yes. Well, it's can't be page 5, it's a sports page. Oh, it must be page 6. There's about 2 page 4s. Well, where's page 4 then? Why can't they print the paper the right way round? Oh, here we are. Now then. Oh, I forgot what it was I was reading now. Where's she gone? Making the tea. I haven't heard the whistle. I have to get up and carry the train when I hear the whistle. I don't know why I offered to start carrying the thing in the first place. I've done nothing but carry trays in and out of the room since. If it was heavy, I'd understand it. I do nothing except walk from here to the kitchen, from the kitchen to here with that tray. It's empty most of the time anyway. Still, I suppose it's a nice gesture. At least I do it every day, not just when we have visitors. That's when it gets low. That's when it gets sneaky. I know some men who do that. Old Evans does that. Holds the door for his wife just because we're there. We know damn well he goes back to slamming it in her face the minute we've gone home. Oh yes, we know all about Bert Evans. Held her chair for her the last time we were there. Took her so much by surprise she nearly fell on the floor. Tea must be ready by now. I haven't heard the whistle. If she's left the whistle on that kettle, it'll be the first time. And she talks about me leaving the whistle on.
What's happened to him this evening? Must be a world crisis if he's actually got to come padding out to carry this tray. Perhaps he's finally given him up. Thank heavens for that. Murder rushing in and out with this tray. Why doesn't he behave like a man? I'd like to know what he's done with the whistle from that kettle. Where is he then?
Oh, there she is. Oh, there you are, dear.
What does one say to that? Here I am.
Good. That's a nasty piece of sarcasm if ever I heard one.
Tea?
Oh, tea, that's nice.
Surprise, surprise.
If she hands me that tea, I think it was a cheque for £100. I bet she hid that whistle on purpose. So I wouldn't hear her come out, so she can accuse me of inconsideration. Oh, I'm tired. I'm really tired. She wasn't here, I didn't mind her. Oh, so tired. Dog tired. She wasn't here. I'd be tempted to yawn. But since she is here, I'll never see me yawning. I'll have to swallow the thing and risk getting myself weak.
He's always a weak. There's that small print. I knew he needed glasses. He wasn't so vain. Go on, stir away. I've had 3 cups by the time he's finished stirring his first. I wouldn't mind if he remembered to sugar it. And if he expects me to sugar it for him, just so that he can complain it's too sweet. Oh, so tired.
An extraordinary dream the other night. A motor mower. What it made me. We don't even own a motor mower. No grass. Except that bit at the side. I suppose that counts as grass, what there is of it. You could cut that with the nail scissors, there's so little of it. Except that I don't think we've got any nail scissors either. I couldn't find them last night for my toenails. Catching in the sheet. So they're right if I put things back. Bathroom cabinet, second shelf. I put the screw on it there especially. Then she goes and hangs a sponge bag on it instead. So the door won't shut, so the mirror's at the wrong angle, so I have to shave with one foot in the bath. I bet she hasn't put any sugar in it.
It's not sugared.
Oh no. Thank you very much. Calmly watches me spreading or stirring.
That'll teach him. And maybe I should have told him sooner. Now I've got to sit through a second performance.
Do you know what's in the sugar basin? The whistle. The whistle of the kettle.
Oh, really? That's it. How silly of me.
Silly you. Oh dear.
Oh,
How stupid.
that's made his evening. Well, as long as he doesn't start reading his papers to me. Oh no, we've got to the cartoons already. That laugh is for my benefit. I'm supposed to answer what it's about. I'm not going.
This laugh will keep her in suspense. She's dying to know what it is. Well, let's only wait.
I know.
She's laughing at me. She's waiting for me to ask, isn't she? Well, I'm not going to.
I must try and keep my eyes open.
Can he have pushed his wife under the bus? I'll make sure she thinks that.
Why is my husband such an old man? He's always been old. When he was young, he was old. Oh no, I know what that means.
Oh, well. Here we go. Conversation time. How's the boy looking today?
He tells me I choked up that air vent with coke. I shall bring a shovelful right into this room and I shall... No trouble at all today.
Good. Must have started behaving itself at last, eh? Oh, very fine. Should be on the music hall.
What a man. Not only does he make the worst jokes I've ever heard, he makes the same ones.
You see, if you keep the air vent unclogged, you're all right.
So it said in the instructions.
I thought we'd get back to that. She's flinging that book of instructions in my face again. I tell her something I know for a fact, and what does she do? Take my word for it. Not on your mind.
When did I last laugh? I mean, really laugh. I do believe it was at our wedding reception. Something you must have said. What could he have said? How did he make me laugh?
That cycling tour we had. What a good time that was. Rained every day, too. We didn't care. We had some laughs. That's what it was. She used to laugh.
The instruction book said we shouldn't overfill it with coke either. That might have been the trouble.
Possibly. She's got coke on the brake. Looks like a bit of coke. Dehydrated. All the goodness sucked out of her. Supposing I was to make her laugh. Would it help? Tell her a joke, if only she'd smiled properly, I think I could almost put up with her. Oh, that miserable face. Only I could make her laugh.
He's looking very animated this evening. He's finding that whistle. One little thing like that to hold over me just makes his evening. And when I spilled tea on the new table the other morning, he was so delighted. What did he say? Trust you. As though I went round red before he scoring tea on the veneer.
That little business of the sugar basin reminds me of something rather amusing. A little story.
Hello, what's he up to? A little story? Certainly rubbing it in, isn't he? What's that there?
Nothing really, rather silly.
Bounds away.
I've done it now. I've been naked. What on earth made me do this? It's been mad.
What is it? Let's get it over with.
It's about two people in a cafe, you see. One of them's talking about people's funny habits. He's saying about how everyone's peculiar in some way or another, you see. And the other bloke says, not everyone at all. There's nothing peculiar about me. I'm completely normal, you see.
Oh, I can see where this is going.
So the first bloke says, oh no, you're just as bad as the rest. And the second bloke says, how?
Or do I think he's just telling me a joke? Why is he doing this?
Are you listening?
Yes, dear.
So the first bloke says, well now, I've just observed you just stirred your tea with your right hand.
Why, he was
think I'll just take a look at that boiler, just to make sure.
You'll find the instructions on the window ledge.
Do you want some tea?
I'm sorry I'm late.
There's plenty in the pot.
I'll just get changed. all right?
I give it stewed.
I'll just get washed and changed.
You've time for some tea.
I really am sorry. I nearly burst a blood this morning for the train.
Here you are.
You're all dressed up. Oh, well, you would be, of course. I'd have phoned, dear. I really would have phoned, but the meeting went on and on, you see. Then when I did manage to get away, I thought the best thing I could do was make a bolt for it. Even as it was, as I
Julian,
say, I
nobody is
really...
suggesting that you're late on purpose. Please drink your tea.
The trouble was, there was nobody else to speak to the geological section. Hilary Jameson's off with the flu. It won't take me a moment to change. I'll just drink my tea, and I'll go and phone the restaurant or to the booking. Good Lord, Audrey. 7:30, 9:30, what's the difference? Or we could go somewhere else. It doesn't have to be wiped out. I could ring... What's that place slums all go? The Mirabelle. If you're sure you still want to go.
Why not?
No reason, no, I just thought if you were upset, you might prefer...
But I'm dressed.
Of course. I'll ring them right away here. They can easily alter the booking.
Don't you want to go? Could open a tin, I suppose.
I just thought if you were upset, you might prefer not to go. Everything's spoiled and rushed. If something's not special on an occasion like this, it isn't worth doing. Silly of me. You're not using our teapot.
In the kitchen.
I don't know. Things are bought to be used, you know.
We shall use it.
Tea in the kitchen with a George and silver teapot. Probably hallmarked and attributed to Bellamy. It's rather... one doesn't do appropriate things. It's much more idiosyncratic to use a silver teapot in the kitchen. I rather like it. I'll ring the restaurant.
Stop humouring me, Julian.
What gives you...
Ever since you came in, you've been making small talk. Trying to get me to say that I don't mind sitting here all dressed up, wondering what's happened to you. All right, Julian, I do say it. I know you couldn't help it, and I'm not blaming you. Now, will you please get dressed and ring the restaurant?
You must mind... I'd have phoned, dear, but I'd have missed the train. It was a DCP's meeting, you see. Somebody had to be there. There was a DCP, and the DDCP, and the DADCP. All the top brass, you know. And there was poor old Hilary Jameson sweating it out in Twickenham with summer flu. I did what I could. I made an extremely brief report, and I hope I managed to discourage discussion. And then the moment that the meeting was over, I made my excuses and left. Took a taxi all the way, and then ran all the way.
You're not supposed to run. The doctor told you.
I couldn't have known about the meeting.
No one's suggesting you could.
Well, I knew there was one. I knew there was a DCP's meeting set for today. I didn't want to tell you because I didn't want to annoy you.
Thank you.
I didn't want to upset you. I couldn't have known that
The Hillary thing would be ill.
Jameson,
He was off yesterday, you told
he
me.
might have come back.
Oh, never mind, Julian. You get changed and I'll ring the restaurant.
The trouble was not getting the agenda until this morning. I've still got it, actually. I brought it home as a sort of alibi in case you didn't believe me. Really, it does behave in my stereotype ways. I thought you'd be angry with me. I suppose I was a bit frightened of that. See? Geological section right at the end.
Couldn't they have moved it?
Moved what?
Brought it forward, your thing.
Oh, hardly.
They wouldn't take it from you. Is that it? You're too junior.
Hardly too junior, dear. I think you know my position well enough.
You have two ways of calling me dear. One is when you're trying to hurt me, and the other is when you're crawling. It was the second when you came in, and now it's the first.
I am not trying to hurt you. I am not trying to attack you in any way.
Thank you.
But please don't try and attack me through my job. I am not junior. I'm not yet head of my section, but I will be when...
Everything dies of summer flu.
Jameson!
Jameson.
We do important work.
We live in Purley.
What?
The work you do is so important that we live in a semi-detached house in Purley. And when we want to buy ourselves a silver teapot for our silver wedding, I have to pay for half of it with my own money.
This is ridiculous. I will not have an argument. Damn it, it sounds our silver wedding day.
Oh, well, go on, Bingley White Tower. It changed. We'll go out. Why not?
Oh, for God's sake.
Well, what do you want me to say?
I want you to...
You want to go out to dinner just as if nothing had happened. Well, all right, Julian, you've got your way. We'll go out to dinner.
There's not much point in going out now to get a salt all through the meal. Spending more than we can afford on food that's going to have to sit in my stomach.
There's a simple remedy to that, isn't there? Don't upset me and I shan't sulk. We've arranged a celebration dinner.
Audrey?
And you promised to leave work early.
I tried.
Then don't get tied up in some meeting or other.
I told you I had to be there. It was a very important meeting, and the DCP was going to...
Don't DC. I'm sick of it. I'm sick and tired of the DCPs and your important meetings. You haven't a scrap of real ambition and you cover it up by pretending.
There's more to life than ambition.
Such as?
Contentment. I'm doing a serious job, in a serious way. It's a worthwhile job. It's cultural. It uses my special capabilities, my special interests. I will not join the rat race for material...
rat race.
I do believe that to be content in my job, in my job...
Don't shout. Don't raise your voice to me.
I've never pretended to be content at home.
The walls are like paper.
In my job, I'm respected. I have a position. I'm valued.
Not enough to change the order of the agenda, so that you could get home in time to take your wife out to dinner on your silver wedding day.
Don't push me, dear.
Oh, it's dear again, is it?
I said don't push me.
Why not?
There are moments in an argument, in any argument,
Yes?
there are moments when it's better when one should stop.
Why?
There are moments, even in marriage, we know this, dear. We know this of old. Even in marriage, there are necessary reticences, boundaries one shouldn't cross if the marriage is to be preserved.
But ours has been preserved for 25 years. We are preserved. We could hardly be expected to break up now, not after 25 years. Where should we go? How should we live? I hardly think we need these necessary reticences any longer.
One always needs them. Things that are hurtful should be suppressed.
But the hurt's out. It's out now. You thought of changing the order of the agenda and you didn't do it, isn't that right?
It may be.
You could have lifted the phone and spoken to someone's secretary and done it.
Perhaps.
Because you're not junior, Julian. You're not a nobody. You're a valued and respected member of the staff.
If you put it that way.
But you didn't lift the phone. You wanted to be late. You wanted to spoil this evening.
Not consciously.
Unconsciously.
It may be.
Well, now it's conscious. So it's all right for you to be late. It's all right for you to spoil the celebration. But when it comes to asking the reason why, there are the necessary reticences to be preserved.
Unconsciously, I may have been reluctant.
I want to know why.
What is there to celebrate?
You know what?
What do we have to celebrate?
25 years. We've been together for 25 years. It's an achievement. Nothing else. Has it been easy for you then? Has it always been easy for me?
Yes, it's been easy. It's not always been pleasant, but it's been easy. Look at it. 25 years of doing the easier thing. When we got engaged, everybody we knew, everybody who mattered in a place like Timber, they were all expecting it. So it was easier for me to propose to you than not. It was easier for you to accept than have them wondering if I hadn't proposed.
Well, we were happy at the beginning.
Yes, it was easy then. Sex made it easy.
That's cheap.
No, it's true.
We weren't innocents. You talk as though we were a couple of innocents.
No, we had a wide theoretical knowledge. We were progressive people. And we weren't going to be made miserable miserable by ignorance. We'd read the books. When we found out about sex, how wonderful it could be. How we could have as much as we wanted because we were married.
Julian,
All the books said that we should discover each other. That was a word they all used. It made you feel like Captain Cook. But we didn't discover each other. We just discovered how bloody wonderful sex could be. And then we did discover each other. And sex wore off. And we discovered that we didn't really like each other. But it was easier to go on. For 25 years.
I've never said I didn't like you.
No, I've got the message.
Oh, you imagine things. No good phoning now, it's too late.
Yeah.
I could make a peel up, I suppose. I've got some meat left over.
Good.
What are you doing with the tray?
I don't have wash up.
Why?
Because I hate you, dear.
I'll dry. It's a long way.
It gets longer.
I'm glad. Sit down. Oh, wow. Good of them to set a bench here where we can watch the flowers.
What have we got for tea?
All the year round.
I'm ready for my tea.
Spring, summer, autumn, winter. Not many places in this town where you can see flowers in winter. Except in the shops. But you can't sit down in the shops. I'm glad we came this way to the shops, where we can sit in the sun and watch the flowers. Here, in the cemetery.
Can't stay long.
We're lucky to have the cemetery on our way home.
Are we?
It's so pretty.
Before long, the bell's going to ring, and the man will blow his whistle to tell us he's closing the gates. Then he's going to clock the gates. We ought to be home before then, having tea.
There's no place quite as peaceful as the cemetery.
Can't climb over the railings the way I used to.
It's the angels.
You and your angels.
An angel's very nice.
What's in the bag?
All in white.
There's things in that bag I don't know about.
Holding a palm leaf. There's something comforting about an angel holding a palm leaf.
I saw you pick up something on the side. I saw you out the corner of my eye while I was at the back of camp. You slipped it into the bag.
A plain head's done at its pot. Oh, I know the gardens. But there's something comforting about the white marble angel. An angel's a reminder. Don't fidget.
Is it sausages?
No, it's not.
Or bits of ham?
Eyes like nipples you've got.
Pork pie?
If you must know, it's a pair of kittens.
Kippers, eh?
It's been a long time since we had a nice kitten.
I like kippers.
That's why I got them. Said to Mum, we'll have a proper Saturday tea today. We'll have crumpets and strawberry jam.
And kippers?
Yes. There's something special about an angel. Quite Mum can catches the sun.
It'll soon be setting.
Peaceful. You couldn't bump the Pleasanter Cemetery if you looked. Everywhere so tidy. Could that heap of flowers over there? Oh, kids.
Orchids at a funeral. They'll be having champagne next.
Oh, kids.
Ah, you know now who it is, don't you?
We don't know anybody who could afford orchids.
It's Fred Turtle, the boogie.
Fred Turtle? Is he dead?
They've just buried him.
Fred Turtle? There was no age in a man. Couldn't have been a day over 70.
Had his money's worth while he lived, though. Wife, women, and song. A right voice he had.
Splashing money about like water. He's with his wife again.
First time they've been together without fighting for 50 years.
I wonder when they put the headstone back. It'll have Have his name on then as well, sir? Fred and Miranda, too. In their death, they were not involved.
Now, love,
In there,
don't start on that again.
which is more than would be said of some folk, I know.
We shouldn't have come this way. It sets you off every time.
Where they going to put us, eh?
It's too late in the day to think about that. Past tea time.
Where they going to put us? In some hole that nobody else wants.
Try thinking about something else. Think about the kippers.
Down by the railway lines, I shouldn't wonder. Where nobody ever goes. And they stick you in another road. On your own. Parted after all these years.
When we're both gone, what will it matter?
It's strange. It's indecent. I wouldn't even mind not having a name. Not much. Just a simple slouch to let them know who's underneath.
We can't afford it. We can't even afford a grave. Not our grave to ourselves.
So I prefer an angel, of course.
They cost so much.
An angel holding a
Hundreds of pounds. We haven't got hundreds of pounds.
and on the book, Jim and me. In their death, they will not be back. But they will. If we'd got the money, we could be together, ever and ever.
We haven't got the money. We never had it.
Whose fault was that?
It's an old story, Min. Let it rest.
If you'd been a millionaire, you could have bought a grave of your own, with angels all around. You could have built a family vault if you'd been a millionaire.
I wasn't cut out to be a millionaire.
Prince Turtle made money, and he had no fault with your brain. He made it, without his wife's help either. She didn't know the meaning of the word, but there they lie together, smothered in orchids, just waiting for the headstone.
I couldn't make money.
I told you how. Time and again I told you. You did want to make money. That was your trouble.
I was a shoemaker. I made shoes.
You should have made money.
In all the years we've been married, you never had wet feet.
You could have been a butcher. Butchers make money. But I'm sorry, no. The price of a bit of liquor. And what doesn't pass over the counter ends up with sausages. Unless they eat it themselves, which is always the same thing. I could have been a millionaire on what I'd say if you'd been a butcher.
I couldn't see myself as anything but a shoemaker.
If only you'd listened to me, I could have made you a millionaire.
I didn't know you wanted me to be a millionaire. I thought you were just nagging. You married the wrong man.
I did my best to push you on, and you call it nagging.
You should have married a man who could make money, like Fred Turtle. I was never really good at making it. Spending it was all I knew about. But I spent it on you. Flowers when there were flowers to be had. Yards of dress stuff when there weren't. I was satisfied with a leather apron. But you were always dressed. If you wanted a man to make money, you should have married a different man.
If you didn't want me to push you, why did you ask me to marry you?
That's all you think about, an headstone.
What else is there to think about?
There's me.
You won't have headstone either.
I'm not talking about headstones.
What are you talking about then?
Me.
You?
You're telling me I've wasted all my time.
What else have you done with it? It's happened again.
It happens every time. Aren't you ever going to be able to forget?
It gets colder.
Oh, my hand.
That is the bell.
Don't let's come this way again.
That's the name of his whistle.
Lock it up.
Better be me. Come on.
I suppose it's too late to be a millionaire now.
There's Kippers.
Kippers, eh?
The crumpets and strawberry jam.
I like kippers.
Oh, Kippers. You can't beat a kipper and a strong cup of tea.
No, there's nothing like a kipper and a cup of strong tea.